my timeline. Sunday, May 9th. Happy Mother's Day. I don't remember the last time I recorded. It shouldn't have been long ago. I don't know. I haven't been doing it consistently because it's been really busy. And this weekend I worked all weekend. It was fun, but it's a lot of work. I'm like, I get home and I'm exhausted and I knock out. But so I haven't been posting every day either because it's just been busy, and I'm working a lot more days with Miss Hannah, and yeah. So the videos that are scheduled to post, the one I posted yesterday was when my mom and I went to the beach. And I had mentioned that our relationship is getting stronger. I feel it's definitely taking a different turn, and yeah, I think the last video I recorded on was when I got that lead for that possible job opportunity to help bridge the gap with my situation. And I had mentioned that if something isn't meant to work, it won't work, or it'll blow up. So I had to apply for it. I think I'm overqualified. And I guess they must have thought the same thing too. Because I got an email saying that they weren't going to offer me, or there wasn't anything available. So I was like, okay, because I was really banking on that, you know, as a way to generate additional income. So I was like, okay, what now, right? Desperate mode. Like, okay, what do I have that I can work on? And Hannah, you know, talked about how she's really great about helping other people build their business. She's helped a lot of her friends expand, and so she said she'd want to support me in any way. So I thought about it. I was like, well, what do I have that's at my disposal? What can I do that maybe it's artistically inclined? So I tried to remember the last artistic thing that I did. And and what I like to do, right? I'm trying to discover myself. I'm around all these artists all the time, and they're so amazing at what they do, you know, and they're good at it. Like really good at it. And I'm like, well, I really don't know what I'm good at in that respect. And then I remembered, so I did this collage one year. I think it was like 2013, maybe. Yeah. Or 12. I did a collage. And I really liked it. I really love it, actually. And I hadn't done anything since then. And it's hanging in my bathroom because the colors go with this color scheme. But I realized, I'm like, I have a lot of cutouts, and I like to take things apart and then put it back together in a meaningful way. So I thought, okay, maybe my thing is painting, but with collage. You know, do something in a collage. So a couple nights ago, like, I was coming home from work, and I was just stuck in my head and trying to think of like what I can create. So I stopped by and I got myself some small canvases, trying to think, okay, what can I replicate, right? That comes from here. And I have a lot of, so I got home, my house is like a mess. I mean, it's a mess because I was taking stuff apart. Taking stuff from here to the studio to help us get a little more organized, and I need to make time to get rid of stuff because it's cluttered like ridiculously. Like I have a little caminito. and my art space is my kitchen, and so I started, and then I had this other idea that required photography, and then I remembered my friend. Like, I have a vision of what I want to do, but I need me. Right? I'm trying to learn how to market myself. So then I coincidentally, as I'm preparing these videos, this next one that's going to post for tomorrow is when I finished the photo shoot with my friend. And he had mentioned maybe I should do the boudoir, what is it? I don't even know how to pronounce it, but like, you know, those sexy poses or whatever. And I thought about it some more, and then I'm considering doing that. Like, I really want to do that for my 40th, right? Which is, oh snap, it's like 2 weeks. In 2 weeks I turn 40. And so I thought, okay, I want to do that, right? For sure I want to do that. And then I was talking to him yesterday, and I'm like, you know, there's a part of me that wants to do a little bit more, or maybe depending on how I feel about it, and wanting to use Hannah's jewelry because she has this beautiful like body chain that I'll put the link to her website and that product because it's gorgeous. And I told Hannah, I want to use your jewelry in the pictures that I take. And so yeah, so I'm gonna do that probably within the next month or so. And you know, I feel, I was telling my friend, my good friend, I'm like, you know, I've exposed my heart on YouTube, the emotional part, right? So there's a certain degree that I want to match that with my physical part, but it's really more of me embracing and feeling comfortable in my own skin, like physically in my own skin. But then the thought came like, well, you know, people take a lot of risque photos and sell it, right? And I considered the possibility of that and trying to sit with it and kind of seeing like, how do I feel about that, you know? Like, there's a certain element where it's, yes, female empowerment, but then it becomes like, at what point do you become objectified, right? And we had this great conversation about people objectifying others. And he was focusing more on men objectifying women, but then I was sharing with him that this other fire sign that I encountered, you know, he works with men, and he works with helping heal their hearts. And, you know, he talked about how there was an example of a gentleman that he worked with, and this gentleman is like a model. He looks like a model, he said, but that he was talking about how women objectify him when they see him in the street and they whistle at him and make him feel like an object. So I shared that with my good friend, and I'm like, you know, it works both ways. Because there's this women empowerment, then there's this notion almost that you can treat even men in that way, right? And it's really, it boils down to how we treat each other, right? How we treat each other. and also how you treat yourself. So anyways, I was just thinking about it and sitting with it, and he said, why don't we just do the first photo shoot and then you tell me how you feel, right? And he was very clear. He's just like, I don't want to push anything on you, because he recommended, he's like, I want you to know that it was really more for you, not so much what I'm thinking about in terms of generating income. And I feel like that might have come out of the sense of desperation too, of like, okay, this first opportunity didn't work out, what do I have at my disposal, right? And then I'm like, well, I have me. And this fire sign happened to make a comment about, he saw my Instagram account and he made a comment about he's like, you know, you're really sexy. And it didn't come from a place of objectifying at all, but it had been a while that someone tells me that. So it triggered a little bit in me about that. And I mentioned that that's still a part of me that I'm working on, right? Me being comfortable in my own skin physically. Emotionally, it's like, it's already out there. It's, right? Anybody could just look it up and see my heart on YouTube. So anyway, so that happened. And then there was another part of me yesterday, after we had that conversation, that was like, maybe I should wait, right? I mentioned I haven't meditated much because I've been so busy. And the times that I have meditated, I haven't seen the waves. But the messages for the weekend said, like, just slow down. Like, are you sure this is what you want to do? And I wasn't sure. Like, it didn't feel like it resonated at the time. But then after yesterday, I was like, okay. And then I was asking myself those questions, like, Yubi, slow down. You don't have to do anything. Just slow down. Things will line up, right? And if it doesn't work out, it's because it's not meant to work. So today, it's Mother's Day, right? I got invited by my sister to go for a barbecue, and my mom was there, and I wasn't gonna go because this was a long day, but then I was like, no, I should go. I haven't spent time with family. So I had some alone time with my mom, and we were just talking, and she takes out this pack of jewelry, and she's just like, here, and she's going through each one and telling me stories about it, and she's just like, here, I want you to sell it. I want you to sell it. Or, you know, make yourself, you know, jewelry, or ask Hannah to help you. You can use this to pay the rent for next month. And she's like, you know, you didn't wear jewelry before, and now I see you wearing a lot. And she's just like, here, take it, use it. And I got emotional, a little emotional. I don't know. I had mentioned that I'd never really been able to trust my parents or rely on them because of their instability sometimes. You know, it's hard. And or me feeling, right? Like they are, maybe they aren't. They don't feel it, but I would see it and feel it. And so it was hard for me to accept this gift. But I did it because I needed it, right? And then just realizing, like, wow, I'm so grateful to have people around me that are so supportive. So that triggered me a little. And I was so grateful, right? Because of the realization, like, you know, that the universe will provide. And that is a lot of jewelry too, so I'm gonna go over and ask Miss Hannah about it. So then that just validated, like, okay, you don't have to go to that extreme. And even she was telling me, she's like, I was telling her, I'm like, I'm trying to figure out what to do, right? I'm trying to figure out what steps to take next, if I'm on the right track or if I'm not, because I haven't seen the waves, even though everything else is telling me like I'm on the right track. And I mentioned that, I don't know if I shared the story, that I had gotten through the many jobs that I've had, some of the jobs I had like 403Bs and stuff, and I never did anything with them. So before I left my job, I got all these statements and I had to transfer them over to my bank account, but I couldn't do it on my own because I was married. So my ex came with me, and he was fine. He's just like, it's your stuff, it's from your past, like, you know, put it in your account. And then I had to choose like stocks as to where it was going to go to, where I wanted them to, you know, stocks. So he was listing the different things, and the thing really called out. And then, so it was like the top stuff, and then he went to the middle stuff, that, or businesses that, or areas, I don't know what it's called, I don't know which is stock market, but just areas where the money will go into for investment. And there was this one area that was about mining, and then I asked more questions. I'm like, is that like crystals and gemstones and stuff, and gold? And he said, yeah. He's like, it's in the B category because it's not doing so well. It's not great, but it's not bad. But the moment he said it, like, I felt it. I felt the tug in my heart. I said that one. And then I'm like, I know it's going to sound crazy that it's not one of the higher end. I'm like, but there's something. I feel it. So they're like, okay. And they just switched it. And then here I am, right? Working in this field. So I know I'm supposed to be here. Yeah. So that happened today. We were at the Rose Bowl again. At the Rose Bowl. And I mentioned that the last time I was there, I felt the energy. Right? I felt the energy of this person there. Or I think it's that person, I don't know. I just got reminded. And the first time last month, we were in a different part of the Rose Bowl. And it was in the part that didn't really trigger anything. It was when I was walking down the other part that I felt it. And so it just so happened that for today, we were in a new location and it happened to be in that area. And so throughout the day, it was like popping up in my head. And I was fine, like I wasn't falling apart, but it was there. And yesterday at the market, I saw Hannah take out some new pieces, and I was just like, Hannah, what's this one? This one's calling me. I really like it. It's this one. And I asked her about it. I'm like, it's calling me. Like, I really want it. I don't know if you can see it. And she says it's peridot. And I was just like, oh, like, I'm still learning all the stones, right? And so then she tells me, I don't know if it's right. Let me look. Yeah, it's August. She says it's August. It's for August. So I'm just like, okay. And I'm like, so then it was in the back of my head. I'm like, why is it calling to me? So today I'm like, Hannah keeps calling my name. So I end up getting it. And just, it feels like I'm trying to like kind of move on and still heal. And it almost feels like the universe is just like, just don't forget, don't forget. That's what it feels like. Like, it's like, just don't forget, don't forget. That's what it felt like today. Like, don't forget, don't forget. Yeah. That's what's been going on. I just wanted to provide an update on that. Hannah and I are going away for the week for a few days. Just to balance out work and life, right? It's another mini work trip. And I'm looking forward to it, to be honest with you. I really am. So we'll see. We'll see what's in store next, but that's what's been going on. Just trying to figure out what to do next. Even my mom, I was telling her about the idea of posing in that manner, and I said, you know, I know I want to do it for me for my 40th. And I'm like, but I'm even considering something else. And then she knew what I meant. She's like, I know what you mean. She's just like kind of like lingering on porn. And I'm like, well, I don't want it like that, like extreme. I'm like, just something tasteful, something fun for me. And then she instead of, I thought she was gonna respond differently, but then she's just like, well, why don't you do a calendar? So I'm like, oh, that'd be fun. Do a calendar each month, do something different. It seems like she really liked that idea. Oh my gosh, and then in the bag of jewelry, she has these amazing watches, like vintage watches. Like this one's a Belova. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna, if you guys could see it. It's amazing. It's beautiful. And it's like the stretchy. Like, it's just gorgeous. It's vintage. And that so anyway, she's just trying to encourage me. She's like, well, why don't you draw and paint? I'm just like, she's like, you should do your drawings and paint. I'm like, Mom, I haven't tapped into that part of my life in such a long time. I'm trying to explore that a little more. Para ver qué me nace, you know? I'm like, I'm trying to tap into that again. Just when you've shut that part up for so long, it's hard to open that up again and see what comes out. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. I just wanted to share that. No waves. I tried meditating. And no waves. There's just so much going on in my head. And I have so many ideas that sometimes it's hard to, you know, ground myself and just pick one thing and stick with it. Like, I feel like I have multiple stuff going on all at once. But we'll see. This was good. I hadn't cried in a while. So I feel better. I feel better. Oh, and I got this cute romper. I wanted to promote this other one. It's linen. And maybe I'll take a picture of it and post it with it. It's from the ladies, Miss Brenda and Miss Brenda and why do I just remember Miss Brenda? Miss Brenda's name, because she has the name of my best friend. but she's at the Long Beach market. I'll include her link as well. But I love these rompers from her. This one and the other one, the Italian linen. It's super cute, and I got a compliment on it today too. And it's like the legs are like white elephant, kind of like bell bottoms almost. It's really cute. But yeah, so I just wanted to, they're comfy. Super comfy. So I hope you guys have a good Mother's Day. Mexican Mother's Day tomorrow, but yeah. And I turn, oh, Mother's Day. That's another trigger too. One more thing, I guess. That was a big trigger for me in my previous relationship, because I'm not a mom, right? And then for Father's Day too, like, you know, he wasn't a father, so I told him, I'm like, we need to do something different, right? Try to keep things interesting, keep this fun, and you know. So I told him, I'm like, how about for Mother's Day we celebrate Wife's Day, and for Father's Day we'll do Husband's Day. Just, you know, to be able to treat each other and stuff. So I thought of that today, because technically it'd be, you know, Wife's Day. And I instead just treated myself. And it's funny because I was talking to Miss Hannah, I'm like, maybe I should create an engagement ring for myself, right? This alignment within myself. A special ring just for me. Like I'm marrying myself, you know? Aligning my feminine and masculine within. Why do I have to wait to have a partner to do that? I should just design it and wear it for me. So maybe I'll work on that this month too. Just designing myself a special ring for that. Yeah. So we'll see. You guys have a good one.
Hi. My name is Yubi, and in case you haven't figured it out, this footage is capturing my experience as I learn to navigate my personal spiritual awakening. I am learning that this experience is unique to each one of us, in whatever way we believe we are embracing living our truth. This just happens to be my journey. And despite me having a graduate degree and a license in clinical social work, this by no means is intended to replace any type of mental health advice. This is just me on a personal level, documenting my experience, shedding light on the truth that I am learning and discovering for myself, and really inviting you along for the ride. If by some magical chance you find this content to be helpful in any way, shape, or form, please click the like button, share the message, subscribe to my YouTube channel. I have an Instagram account, a personal one, and one specifically for this channel that you're more than welcome to check out. I'm an open book. I have also created t-shirt designs. I'm wearing my favorite one right now, which is the North Node design, but I have that and other things that you can look at inspired by this process and journey, and I have the link in the description box as well as in the about section of my YouTube channel. So you're more than welcome to check those items out. Any type of support is great. Again, if you find this content really helpful or meaningful, sometimes when we take that step and be vulnerable, with showing what's inside our hearts and what's really our truth, we realize that we're much more connected than what we thought we were. And so I hope that as I'm living this experience and that you find some type of truth for yourself, or find some type of ability to heal in some way just by relating, just by knowing that you're not alone. That really has been my goal with this process, not just being able to connect with others, but really for my own healing. It's definitely been a therapeutic experience and a very creative one for myself. So I thank you, and I wish you all the best, and we'll see what else comes next for me.